Welcome to Message Reveal. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, or a story told through lyrics of a song. And you guys, you know how I do. I rock you guys. If you rock with me every Monday, you know what I do. Before I tell you who this person is, I give you just a little bit of who they are. So let's talk about who my special guest is that said yes to me, and I'm so excited about. One, he is, and let me get it right, he's the general manager of Chocolate City and it's Septimo Enterprise. I don't know if I got that right, but we'll check with him later. Number two, he's also the vice president of the Black Agenda, and we can't wait to find out more about that. And last but not least, and this is near and dear to my heart, he's a fashion enthusiast. So you guys, please put your hands together and welcome my special guest. And I want to make sure I get his last name right. If not, he can correct me. I have Mr. Damian, Deno, and I'm going to get it, help me out.
Duplessis.
Duplessis, you guys, please give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Man, I am awesome, my lady. Awesome on this Friday morning, weekend, week beginning, weekday, whatever you want to call it. I'm happy to be up talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Anybody that comes onto my platform, I say thank you because you're taking time out of your day to come in and support me, and I get a chance to learn from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Alina. Like I was saying earlier, for someone to ask you to tell, they want to hear your story. It's humbling. It's nothing to beat your chest on or feel like say you're the man or the woman. Listen, if someone asks for your level of conscience, that's the most humbling thing that you can do. That they found you interesting enough that they want to hear your story. So it's humbling for the person that's telling the story, not only the person that's asking about the story. You know?
Ooh, I love that. I just have to point out that dope saying he said to ask for my level of consciousness. That right there is so dope. I need you to understand your words have power, and that power of your words will generate through time. So I love that. And just know I might have to tap in and use that every once in a while.
And look, that's why we do it. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to keep telling the story. So if it's something that's profound, it sticks with you, and you can make it fit in your story, the story keeps being told. Because somebody like, hey, where did you get that information from? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I remember one time I talked to this interesting guy, and a story gonna get told. And the story keeps going and going. So yeah, we need to take and borrow, like, you're stealing, no, I ain't stealing nothing, man. Take this story and run with it. Run, tell that.
I love it. Yes. We're on the same wavelength. I'm so excited, you guys. I just want to let you guys know we had like probably a 15-minute pre-interview, and I was hyped with that. So I can't wait to dial in and just really find out who you are. So one of the things I always ask my guests is, what makes you tick? What makes you bored? What gets you up in the morning?
God. The same one that I don't like to say the word dream, because and I said even when you sleep, people say you dream. No, I don't dream. You know what I'm saying? The reason why because words mean things, Hallema. You know what I'm saying? And especially the things that we're trying to get across, we want them as basic and concrete. We want them to stick so people can run and tell the story, right?
Yes.
Right. So but I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I like your perspective. And that's one thing we like on this particular platform. We want to have many perspectives. I say this all the time. It's 7 lanes in the road. 7 is my favorite number.
Oh.
And would it be
perfection?
Oh, see? I always known it to be completion, but you've enhanced my ability to look at the number 7. But it's 7 lanes in the road, and we don't all have to fit in the same lane. And a lot of times we want to get in this lane because we think it look good, but does it give you love? Does it give you peace? Does it give you elevation? That's where you should be. And it's nothing wrong with having different lanes to go in. We may start off in one and gravitate to another, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So
That is so right, because life is art. Art don't imitate life. Life imitates art. And I tell folks all the time, Alina, I say I come to the knowledge, and thanks to God, you know what I'm saying, that He revealed to me that, guess what? Life is all perspectives.
yes.
So I don't debate, and that example you use about the 7 lanes, and 7 being a number of perfection. Actually, 9 is completion, 7 is perfection. And for you to use 7, you know what I'm saying, as the lane, saying, guess what? The lanes are lives, and all the lives are perfect. Every last one of them in each lane, no matter which one, from the slowest all the way to the fastest, everything in the middle. Now, when you're driving down the highway, that's one of the things I love doing. I love driving. You know what I'm saying? Because when I drive, I'm always looking ahead. And it's a treat to just get in your car, go on the highway, and be conscious of all the other lanes around you and watch how they move. It's art. It's art. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes even we forget that it's art, because we inside our car doing our art, and we cussing on the next canvas. That canvas can't hear you. It can't hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the thing about it is, yeah, you when we see these things as perspectives, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna, because when somebody's in a fast lane and you're in a slow lane, you didn't say, what the hell are they going so fast for? Sometimes they're going fast enough, you admire it, like, whoa, you seen that? That's art. Even the lane next to the fast lane, yeah, it can go in a fast lane, but guess what? It chose this. And it said, I'm cool and I'm comfortable and I'm beautiful doing my art right here. And everybody's doing their own art, and everybody's enjoying one another. There's no hating, there's no road rage, there's no debate. The only time the road rage or debates come in when we look at a perspective and say, hey man, I'm in the slow lane. Why are you going fast over there? Because I'm over there, fool.
Ooh, talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, life to me, I don't, and I said, I brought all that up to say, this is one of the reasons why I don't debate. Because words mean things. And when somebody gives you their level of consciousness, they're telling you their story. They want you to appreciate their story and look at their story from where they're telling the story, not from what your life has dictated. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is, when you don't appreciate the art of life, and you think your life is the end all be all, when someone else starts to express to you about their life, you start looking for words that you can combat them with. And you're really not combating them, because you're combating yourself within first. That's where you know what I'm saying, to combat somebody else. Once you got enough, you can beat yourself up enough, and you figure that you can't fight yourself. So let me go outside and do somebody else. But guess what? The one that's beating you up is still within.
Let me tell you something. You talking to, so we got different pews that you can't see. You talking to the people way at the top and way at the bottom. You talking to someone that needed to hear that, because so many times I won't say us, but people are so nasty and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Let them have their piece. Bless them. You have your piece. You say your piece. They can say theirs. And what you said is just what it is. Let everybody, or as the old folks say, let birds fly. Let everybody do their thing. Now, I'm a big believer in, I will call a thing a thing. If you step on my toes, I'm going to tell you, you stepped on my
That's
toes.
what. That's your life.
Thank you. Thank you. That. So, as we get into this conversation, I do want to lead way into, I think this will be the perfect time to talk about you being the general manager at Chocolate City and what you do, how long you've been a part of Chocolate City, and some back history that led you to be a part of Chocolate City.
Man, beautiful questions. I get to talk about one of the most beautiful humans that God blessed me to build with. That's Johnny Yancey. You know what I'm saying? The founder of Chocolate City. I go back. Let me go backwards first. Always, you know what I'm saying? You got to know where you come from to know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, hey, we're here now, let me take you back. No, let me build it up so you can see the art of how God blessed me with a beautiful soul to continue to build with. I met Johnny about 6 years ago. I was co-owner of a cigar lounge in Inglewood, California, called LA Lounge. And we had just revamped and went over. Shout out to Aaron and Larry and Brad. When we just started revamped the way we were going to go about the lounge, to go to members only. And we redid the lounge and everything. And one day, man, the door opened and a cat walked through the door. And I'm just talking about the energy before he even opened his mouth. The energy that just protruded from this cat, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, I got to get to know who this is. He's in my place of business, but I'm like, I need to know who he is. You know? And like I said, it wasn't nothing that he had on, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't no haircut, anything. It was his energy. You know what I'm saying? And you know about that. And I know you tapping also. You can just feel people sometimes. And so about 15, 20 minutes into the conversation, you know what I'm saying? I told him it was going to members only, and he was like, think about it. He's like, man, I already thought about it, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of this. And me and Johnny Yancey started our relationship from there, passing by in conversations and things like that. And I moved to Vegas in 2021 for the reasons that God sent me here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, God. And I got a phone call. I was out here doing some things, actually with a bandwidth broadcasting company, also shooting podcasts and things like that. And I got a text from Johnny Yancey. He said, Deno, are you still in Vegas? I said, yeah. He said, I need to meet you. And went down to Chocolate City, and the place, I mean, it wasn't open yet, but I seen the vision. I was flabbergasted. I was like, this is all God. This is all God. And me and Johnny, I got to tell this story. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know, just how we keep these things together, and this is what we need to build with. One of the reasons, you know what I'm saying, I care so much about Johnny Yancey is his mind. And that goes back to, you know what I'm saying, his elders. I remember I asked Johnny, I said, Johnny, I said, man, tell me who you are. And this is what this man led with. He said, my dad is an engineer and my mom is a psychotherapist.
Wow.
I went numb for about 5 minutes after he made that one statement. Reason being is, I said, this man was raised and trained by a builder and a mind developer. Things, you know what I'm saying? And that was the energy that portrayed from him when he first walked through the door at LA Lounge. That's what I seen.
Yes. Yes.
I seen the aura and the love of a builder and a mind developer.
Yes. Yes.
So after that, like I said, it was on for me and Johnny Yancey. You know what I'm saying? We went over the vision, you know what I'm saying, what was going on. And this is the words that he said. He said, Deno, he told back the story. He's like, Deno, I always wanted to do something like this. He said, but the first time I met you, he said, when I do what I do, that's the man I want.
Wow.
You see,
Wow.
he made this call way before I even thought about being in Las Vegas. He thought about me.
Wow. That's a symbiotic relationship.
How can you not care for somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? Like I tell him all the time, you know what I'm saying? The dumbest and I'm going to say it like this, the dumbest shit that a person could do is lose someone that was down for them from the time they met.
Yes, I love that. I love that it was not only an energy pool, it was a symbiotic relationship that was already meant to be. It don't just like, oh, happen like that. This was always already in accordance with what God had planned. And because you have so much respect for him, and he in turn has so much respect for you. So let me go and talk about how I first met you guys. I went to a space down the way, and on my way out, I see this building, and I was like, wow. So I venture in, and I go in and I talk to the young lady. She was so sweet. I said, hey, do you mind letting me know if the owners are available? And she was like, sure. And I said, they have been mentioned in my podcast before, so I would like to see if they're interested in interviewing. I interviewed Sweet Lou. She said, oh, Sweet Lou? She said, that's all you have to say. And she took me right in and she introduced me to you and Johnny. You guys, from the get-go. Now, let me say this. You were so fly. You had it together. I was like, who is this guy? I want to know. But in addition to that, your energy, you and Johnny were on the same page. You both greeted me with nothing but love. Remember, I go off of energy first. I talked to you guys. I told you about my first season, and he was so nice enough to take me around and show me. And here's what sealed the deal. from the moment I stepped into the place. I don't smoke a cigar, but the energy in the room was highly elevated. In addition to that, I see all these numbers sevens, sevens. For a second, I said, are you just envisioning that? Every time you guys talk, I'm looking 7, 7, 7, 7. I said, I'm in the right place. And
Right.
you said yes to the interview. So I'm so thankful about the journey that also talks about it was meant to be with you guys. With this being said, how long have you guys known each other? And how
I'm sorry.
long?
About 6 years.
Okay, so that's prior to opening up the
Oh yeah,
actual.
yes. Remember I told you I met him in L.A. At establishment that I co-own, the cigar lounge that I co-own. Yep, Chocolate City was in. He didn't mention Chocolate City. I know it was in his mind. It was, saying same thing about dreams and plans. I'm gonna get back to that too because that's very central. Please let me get back to that. But
Yes.
what happened after that? As far as the name, Chocolate City, Johnny went to a DNC Democratic National Convention in Washington D.C. Years ago, and born in Georgia, but he's raised in Las Vegas. And he said when he got there, he seen Black people in powerful positions in suits and coats and hats and what I'm saying, just prestige, Black excellence. And he said I've never seen that before. So he said if I ever opened up this, what I'm saying, when I open up this business, I'm going to call it Chocolate City because it reminds me of how I love to see Black people.
Wow. Now, may I ask this question? Was it in DC when he went?
Yeah, it was DC. It was in DC.
Well, you know the name, when I went to DC, that also wowed me as well. And they called that back in the day Chocolate City. Now they call Atlanta that, but it was
Right.
called Chocolate City. And I agree with him. And him and I are both born and raised in Las Vegas.
Right.
So to see that in a abundance of like, oh my gosh, you see all different forms of us. It was so, I know for me, it was so enlightening. And hearing your story, it sounds like he felt the same way.
Yeah, and that's what you felt when you walked through the door. Love we lead with love. And that's
Yes.
the things we tell our QCCs, and I call them Queens of Chocolate City. Those are the greeters and folks that you met those before. I say the experience starts not when they walk through the door, but as soon as they open it up.
Mm.
Open up the door. I want love. I want love coming out. I
Yes.
want love coming out because and I know, especially when you're dealing with people, no matter what people you're dealing with. If somebody, they're excited to go to a place to meet somebody to have a certain type of experience. But when there's always anxiety because remember, your level of consciousness has to be surrendered, to have enjoy any experience that you really want to enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So in doing that, when you get out your car, like say, let's take your example. I'm gonna just paint a picture. Maybe you tell me if it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You heard about Chocolate City. You said you wanted to do something over there. You said heard it was Black owners, Black owner and operated and things like that. But the thing is, excited as you were, the closer you got to Chocolate City, you know what I'm saying, that stomach starts churning. You know what I'm saying? Like get closer. As soon as you pull up in the door, and when you pull up to that place and you park your car, from the time you close your door, this is what your defenses is doing before you walk into a building.
Yeah.
Some of us walk in like that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I know this is the feeling of most people that walk into the building. So our philosophy is when they open up that door, we want so much love in here that as soon as they open up the door, it go gushing out.
Well, let me say that.
Yeah,
I'm
when
sorry.
they that skill, everybody's comfortable.
It definitely, I came in with curiosity, like, oh, this is a place I heard about. I want to know. And here's my thing. Sometimes you will go into an establishment and the women may be like this. They were all so friendly. I mean, just really, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what made me stay. Because if they would have said, oh no, I'd have been like, okay, thank you. And I would have went another route. So you guys have that energetic cord of not only high elevation, it welcomes you in. And another thing I love, I believe in this. You try the spirit by the spirit. I see everybody from all nationalities, and I think that is so necessary. Sometimes, yes, we want to rep Black owned, but when I came in, I saw a Caucasian gentleman, I saw an Asian, I saw a Black, and everybody seems to be having such a great experience. And what I do like about your place, even if you don't smoke cigars, you still have the opportunity, the music and the ambiance. You still want to be in there and hanging. So I think really, truly, you guys have something for everyone. I truly believe that. And for me, my business meetings in the future that are at night, I want to make sure, especially if it's someone that is curious, I want to make sure I'm there.
Right. Love it. Yeah. We're going to give you everything we got for you, you know?
So let's talk about let's get into our music bag and then we'll talk about something else. So I love music.
Damn, we get to this stuff now. We could get to the angelic stuff.
Oh, well, that's right. But we're gonna go back and forth. And
okay.
When I say I love music, music has turned me all the way out in a good way. In a good way. It has blessed me on so many levels. And I say this because I have a question for you.
Bro.
Can you identify a song that has blessed you, provided perspective, or given you distraction? Now, before you answer, there's rules to this.
Talk to me.
If you can sing, I need you to sing your throw box out. If you can rap, I need you to come hard in the paint. Now, if you cannot do any one of those, I need you to say it with passion. I need us to feel it with the heart. What you say, you know, when you say I stand 10 toes down, that's what I want to see. So I'll go back to my original question.
Let's go.
Can you identify a lyric of a song that has either blessed you, provided distractions, or given you a perspective?
I'm going to use the two greatest when I talk about this song, meaning it blessed me and gave me a greater perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that song is from one of the greatest piece of work, I think, that we've been blessed with, especially at this time. Our community is by Kendrick Lamar. It's from the album Mr. Morale, The Big Stepper. I think it's the greatest piece of art that ever existed on the earth. In that album, to me, I get hyped, I laugh, I cry. I go through every emotion. That album needs to be a play like Hamilton.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But one of the best, the lyrics that's profound, I love that he says on the song Mirrors. And he says, sorry I couldn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine again. I chose me. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I think you got to say that one more time because that is so dope. Somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to understand that because we want to make other people responsible for something we choose to do. Say that again.
Sorry I couldn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine again. I chose me. I'm sorry.
What when you heard that, did the hair stand up on the back of your neck? What was it that
I left my body?
And what made you relate to that? Do you have a piece of your life that connects to that particular lyric?
My whole life, you know what I'm saying? It comes back with that one dream and plan. I'm gonna talk about that. But this one thing about it, I'm a firm believer, you know what I'm saying? As spiritual beings having a physical experience, you know what I'm saying? 99% of us are living. Only 1% of us are aware of life.
Wow.
Let me repeat that again. 99% of the people that we see and interact with are living. Only 1% are aware of life. Wow. And to be aware of life, you know what I'm saying? That's something that go back to my childhood when I recognized, you know, when I'm so fond with music is love has always been the emotion or the fuel You know what I'm saying? That I can go back as 3 years old, recognizing, you know what I'm saying, it was always love. You know what I'm saying? And with love, it's so joyful before when you're immature in love, it's so joyful that you just think that everybody deserves it and everybody wants it. You know what I'm saying? And what comes on is it becomes a challenge, especially for those of us that recognize that our purpose is to execute love, to find ourselves put more into the project of other people than ourselves. You know, that becomes our fuel, that becomes our stress bag, our level, the luggage that we carry. We take it from one person to the next because what we're doing, we're worrying about saving everybody else because we think that they don't experience love too. How selfish of us. Remember, we just talked about the lanes in life. How selfish of us, but also how much we love and are aware of life. That guess what? We recognize that we need to be duplicated. There's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about that lyric. So what it bossed me to, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? I ain't the only one that want to save all the other worlds. But I can't save no world until I save this one first.
Talk that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And that's coming into awareness of life. You know what I'm saying? What am I? You know what I'm saying? I am a spiritual being having a physical experience. And if you want to get a little bit closer, you know what I'm saying? I am a embodiment of energy. You know what I'm saying? And the energy has two executions. It could be positive, it could be negative. But the choice is the energy and what direction that you want to go in. You know what I'm saying? So in order to do that, in doing that, you find out that you go through a lot of lessons, you know, and you value those lessons because it's just like going to school. So school are hard knocks. You know what what the rewards were, you know what the consequences were. But when you get back to the point of and aware of life, now it stops being plural, living, and aware of life becomes singular. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? So sorry, you know, when you find that out, sorry, I couldn't save the world, my friend. I'm just busy building the one that I've come aware of.
Yes. I love that you say, because I say this all the time on my podcast. Take care of you, get you together, and then you can give to other people. The song that popped in my head, and normally I don't say this, he was a Caucasian guy. I can't think of the name of his song, but I'll tell you, he said, I guess you wonder where I've been. I've searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know I got a thing for you.
Yeah, but as Bobby Caldwell.
There you go.
Look, but I'm telling you just how great energy is. I'm not bullshitting you. You know what I'm saying? I'm bullshitting you. How did I know that you was about to quote that song before you started quoting it?
Because you know what? Listen, you know why? Because when you're on the same frequency, I say this all the time. Listen, whatever frequency you're on, that's the frequency you will get. And the reason why I said that song, he said, I searched to find the love within. He talked about him first. Then he said, I came back to let you know I got a thing for you and I can't let go.
Man. Yeah, this angelic. I already knew this was gonna be godly, you know what I'm saying, before we even started.
Well, yeah. I think we established that from the first time we met each other, that we're on the same energy plane, and I love that. And that right there really blows my mind that you said, I knew you were going to say that, because it just popped in my head.
I'm not. That's why I said I only cuss. That's why I had to put the adjective bullshit. Don't think that what I'm telling you is bullshit. I'm telling you before when you say that there's a guy, you know what I'm saying, sing a song, you know what I'm saying, and he's a white guy. I said she's about to say what you wouldn't do for love, Bobby Caldwell.
Wow. And I couldn't think of the name, and see how you supported it.
Yeah. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Okay, listen, I feel pumped up now. So let me ask you this. We all have songs that we have sung as a child and we enjoyed it and we like, oh, yes, or even an adult. And then one day we say, wait 1 minute. I didn't know the song said that or it was about that. Can you identify a song that you sung now or as a child and you realize now what it's all about?
I think every Black person, male, female, you know, anybody that was born in the 70s and above, you know what I'm saying, probably have the same song. And all of us sung this song. It was our favorite song until we got adult and found out that's what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now you get to it. Reasons, the reasons that we're here. Man, I thought that was a song that you was singing to your girl because you're like, man, baby, I'm just telling you the reason. No, he was talking. The reasons was a lie. he was talking about lying.
Wait a minute, I just learned something new because I always thought it was about reasons and love.
All the reasons were a lie.
Oh, I just learned something new. When I get off, I gotta go listen to that song again.
One of the most beautiful songs. Earth, Wind and Fire again, Maurice White and Philip Bailey. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, the song was talking about lying. And you got people getting married. You got people getting married to this song, trying to get their wife back with this song. And if she knew what the name of the song was, she'd be like, "Nah, Reason was the wrong song that you sung."
You know what? You are giving me a perspective. I did not know that at all. I'm like the other people. I was like, the reasons to me is talking about all the reasons why I love you.
Nah, he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about deception.
Wow. Wow. That's a good one.
The lyrics. He said, and all the reasons were a lie.
Oh, and see, I hear something different.
Yeah.
Wow. You're the first person that has brought that song up. You're the first person that brought up Kendrick Lamar. I think you just gonna be the first on a couple of things, okay? Wow, I will definitely check that out. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
So
still one of the most beautiful ballads ever written, next to Adore by Prince.
We're on the same page again.
If you ask me about that, we because that's poetry also. You know what I'm saying? You talk about reassuring a woman. If you talk about reassuring a woman, oh my, the second verse of Adore, done.
I know you're telling the truth. My first episode, which is my 0 episode, I picked some songs off my playlist, and Adore was one of them, and I talked about that. So I know you're telling the truth. Wow. Yeah. Wow. So, you know, you just got me pumped over here, and I have to make sure I stay on track. And with staying on track, let's talk about premium cigars, because that's what you guys offer. You don't do anything undercut. How can you identify a premium cigar, and how have you gained this experience to say, I know this is a premium cigar?
Well, understand about the culture of cigars. Cigars is, in the last 10 years, and I've been in the cigar culture for about 15 years, 17 years now. And within the last 7 to 10 years, the cigar culture, social media, bandwidth broadcasting, which is great, you know what I'm saying? It brought the culture more trenders, and you're seeing less culture cats, you know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know what I'm saying, folks that smoke cigars good for the gram, you get the angles of them. And what you find is people started smoking labels and stopped smoking tobacco. So not only being a cigar connoisseur and enthusiast, you know what I'm saying, it's one of the most healthiest habits, and you can look it up. It's one of the most, if you're smoking fine tobacco, it's one of the most healthy habits for our body. Medically proven. Great tobacco.
Now, I'm going to pause. We got to pause for a second, and I need you to give me a little bit more of that. Why and how do you discover that piece of information to support that?
Google, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everything's simple now. You ain't got to go through this magazine, that magazine, go through this. Google, baby. Take care of everything. Just with El Septimo, I just talk about the Septimo. I ain't talking about the whole. Just talk about El Septimo cigar. Every time you smoke an El Septimo cigar, these are minerals that's being released in your body: magnesium, zinc, iron, calcium. Every time you smoke an El Septimo cigar, which is the healthiest, most organic cigar in the world. Yeah, I'm saying it on bandwidth broadcasting, going all throughout the world, and I dare anybody to debate it.
Wow.
What's your fact? So we've been blessed, not only because you know our lounge, it's a 5-star lounge. We are an elite lounge. That's what we call our excellence. We appreciate Black excellence. We honor Black excellence. But we create another culture called Black elite. thing. But guess what? We couldn't go through that without paying homage to Black excellence. So Black excellence saying is, we don't want you to stay here. What you want us to do? Keep going. But when you keep going, what you gonna do? Man, Black elite. So if we're gonna bring this out to the world, when you walk in Chocolate City is a 5-star cigar lounge. We are that place we want to dress up, you know what I'm saying, and come to. And if we're gonna all aesthetics, you know, so you walk in, you see everything, and you see how beautiful it is. Why would we sell you trash to smoke after that? So we got to keep this experience going. So the El Septimo relationship was also established by Johnny with Zaya Human. Actually, Zaya was there last night, multi-billionaire, you know what I'm saying, that's tapped into our culture and knew exactly what we're doing for the Black cigar culture, and he's 100% on board. And like I said, to have a cigar like El Septimo, the cigar of kings and queens, because El Septimo is not a new cigar brand. They've been out about 40, 50 years, but only way you could have smoked an El Septimo before Zaya bought the company was if you was in Costa Rica and you were a royal or a dignitary. If you weren't a royal or a dignitary and you got caught smoking an El Septimo cigar, there was problems. That's the cigar. That's the cigar that he's brought to our culture to celebrate us, to build with him.
Wow.
We have the best of the best. So that's one thing about fine tobacco. Which makes the cigar a cigar experience is a 3-part formula. And this is how you find out what cigar you love and what's good cigars and what's bad cigars. Your nose, your tongue, and your mind. This is the experience that you're having when you're smoking a cigar, having that 45 to hour and a half or 2-hour experience with that fine tobacco. 3 things that you want: nose, tongue, mind. If I can explain that to you, I'm pretty sure that you allow me to explain it to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's start with the beginning, because we're talking about fine tobacco. You know what I'm saying? So when you're smoking a cigar and you're experiencing that cigar, you don't want to actually put the cigar in your mouth when you light it. You want to get a nice torch, and you want to go in a circular motion with both fingers, you know what I'm saying, and the torch, and go round and round till you create smoke. And when you create the smoke, Helena, what's the first thing you do after you see smoke? Really, what you really want to do with smoke is what? Smell it, right?
Yes.
So you burning it, you know, not just see it burn, you burn it to burn all that off, to see get to that tobacco, let it start cooking, so you can see exactly what you're gonna be putting in your mouth, right? So you gotta smell it first. If it smells good, then you go to the next step. Because if you're burning it, it don't smell good, will you put it in your mouth?
No.
Exactly. So after that, you get to burn, the smoke, get to going, you smelling the aromas. All right, it's the aroma that I want. Smell like fine tobacco. Let's go to the next test. Boom. Let's smoke it. Now, when you're smoking a cigar, the experience once you get it to your mouth is your tongue. Because what you're doing is you're not smoking smoke, you're tasting smoke.
Okay, I need to, if you don't mind, stop you right there.
Okay.
I just recently found out. So when I would see people smoking cigars, I thought they were ingesting it.
Right.
You're not actually ingesting it, correct?
Correct.
You are tasting it, and you're letting it marinate in your mouth almost like fine wine, and then you execute it out, correct?
Yep, that's correct. And the reason you do that, the art of that's why you see people smoking cigars is in and out, in and out, in and out. Because you want to get as much smoke on your tongue without inhaling, you know what I'm saying, so you can taste the smoke. Now, this is where it gets in, where people really, after your nose and your tongue, because that's where our sensation, our stimulus really come, you know what I'm saying, when we got things on that palate, you know what I'm saying? So the tongue has 3 pieces of the palate that you use when you're tasting smoke: the tip of your tongue, the top of your tongue, and the side of your tongue. So that's why you're puffing in and out, in and out, in and out, because you want smoke on every piece of your palate that there is, because it's going to be a combination. The tip of your tongue, that's where your sweet sensation is. You know what I'm saying? You notice every time you put sugar in your hand, you know what I'm saying, what piece of your tongue you hit it with? The tip of your tongue.
Correct.
That's the part where the sweet stimulant is. You know what I'm saying? Then on the top of your tongue is where your toffee and your butter and your salts are. And in the side of your tongue, your palate with smoke, that's where your leather and your woodsy taste. So it's kind of like you putting you're inhaling that smoke, getting on every piece of the palate, because you're making a smoke gumbo.
Ooh, wow.
Right. So as you get enough in, you taste the smoke, you hold it, because you're going to get that sweetness. And that's how you find out exactly how you like the cigar. Because every cigar is not going to taste the same, because all our palates are different. You can ask somebody about their advice, but you got to find out what your palate likes. And if you smoke it that way, then you'll recognize it. You don't have to worry about, oh, what note you taste? What note you taste? Our palates are different. I can tell you what I taste, and we both won't be wrong. So
Wow.
the last part of that, if we got nose, right? We got tongue, right? Last part is the mind. Now, you're not supposed to inhale a cigar, but if it's fine tobacco, you know what I'm saying? It's going to smell good. It's going to taste good. No aftertaste, smooth. You know what I'm saying? You taste all the notes, everything, minerals that you want to taste in a cigar. But also, people that smoke cigars have better conversations, they say, right? Why is that? Because their mind is right. So about a quarter into that stick, what you want to do is you want to take your first inhale. Hold it. Let it out. About 5 minutes, I guarantee your mind gonna start going to a place where you want it to go. That's why you have great conversations with cigars. That's why you don't see people with a lot of crazy music or having stupid conversations around cigars.
Wow. It also, if you don't mind me saying this, it makes me think about spiritual practices, and that people would make sure they have the cigars, and they would start. I know a friend, he had a great grandmother that was from Louisiana.
Great.
And
From the boot.
and he said when chaos would come in their family, she would unroll her hair that would go down to her butt, and she would get a cigar and she would puff on the cigar. After she would complete a couple of puffs, she would come out and tell everybody what they need to do. And he said it would be executed flawless. It's something to that process.
Yes, sir.
Remember,
Yes,
everybody don't have to be in the same load. It may be somebody that say, oh, I don't believe in that. It is okay. We're talking about this one lane of 7 lanes.
Right.
And that memory stuck with me. He told me this years and years and years ago. But when you start to talk about the inhaling part of it, it brought back that memory.
Yeah.
So do you have been from Louisiana? Do you have any of those stories that connect what I just said?
A bunch of them. New Orleans is full of stories.
Yes.
A bunch of culture. You know what I'm saying? You know what? It's about stories. I remember one time in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? I went to one of my girlfriend's house back in high school. And we went over to a parent's house. I mean, not parent's house, a family house for Thanksgiving dinner. So we're sitting at the table, right? You know what I'm saying? They bring out the ham. It's in the big blue. Remember those big blue pans you put in the pot with the speckles on it? So they take the top off of Lena, and the ham is about yay big in this big old pan. So I'm like, I talked to my girl. I said, hey, my lady. I said, why you know what I'm saying? The ham's so small. Did it shrink? You know what I'm saying? She said, no. You know, we cut the ends off the ham. You know what I'm saying? And put it in the pot. I said, why you do that? She said, oh, because it give it better flavor. She said, you know what? I don't know. Go ask my mom. So go ask the mom and say, hey, Miss Such and Such, I was talking to such and such, and she told me, you know what I'm saying, the reason that you guys cut the ends off the ham, you know what I'm saying, and put in a big pot is because it gives it better flavor. She said, yeah, that's part of it, baby, but really, it also makes it cook faster because you do such and such. She said, you know what? I really don't know. Go ask my mama. So the grandma was there. So I said, I told grandma I'd tell another story. She just busts out laughing. She said, no, baby, ain't none of that true. I said, well, what is it? She said, back in the days, you know what I'm saying, when we, around dinner time and we had a ham, we only had a pot that was yay big. So what we had to do is cut the ends off the ham so it could fit in the pot and we all could eat a cooked ham. Now, it was funny to me, but later on in life, I recognized it with things like that, you know what I'm saying, which means the story stopped being told.
Ooh.
So you see what happened 2 generations later. Just so happened I was lucky enough to be in a household with all 3 generations and get the story from the horse's mouth. But since the first generation didn't tell the story, you see how far off it went just to the third. Because the third story and the first story does not correlate at all. We got to keep telling our stories. No matter how significant we think they are, we got to keep telling our stories.
You know, that right there, that's a bar. We definitely have to tell our story. And if we don't, pieces and elements of it gets lost or disconnected or the full story is not told. In order to, we'll talk about gumbo. In order to enjoy gumbo, we have to have all the ingredients. We can't just, if you mess up that roux, you from New Orleans, I don't care how good everything else is, you like, this don't taste right.
Right.
And that's the story that you just told, that we must tell the full story and be willing to listen to the elder to hear the full story instead of running with it. Allow them to tell their whole story. And then we can take it and use it and enhance us as a people, meaning she's already giving you the blueprint, or he's already giving you the blueprint. It's no need for you to go down that road. You can do something different, something better, a higher elevation. Like I said, whatever you do frequently becomes your frequency. And I
you talk
believe
about
that.
bars. Whatever you do frequently becomes your match. Fact.
It's true. It's true.
101. Mic drop.
But it's true.
Like we say in New Orleans, you heard me?
But it really is true. So I like that you say, make sure we continue to tell our story. And again, for the people in the pew in the back, or the people just right on the side, they needed to hear that. Thank you so much. So we talked about cigars, we talked about music, which we'll go back and talk about music, but let's talk about the Black agenda in Las Vegas. How did you get started? What fuels your passion to be a part of it? And you're the vice president of it, correct?
That's correct. The Black agenda is a movement, but what it really is a consortium of local and national leaders and influencers that are focused and dedicated to bringing economical inclusion and growth to our communities first. You know what I'm saying? We want to deal with everybody. We can be civil with everybody. We want to be civil. We don't see the thing about it is we identify with what we identify with, and we know that we need to help each other first. So it consists of the chairman, who is Dr. E. Lance McCarthy, PhD. Johnny Yancey is the president. I am the vice president. And what we're focused on is it's bringing Black businesses to Las Vegas, which is on an economical uptrend for the next 50 to 100 years.
Wait, I need you to pause that because I need everybody to hear this. You said the next what?
50 to 100 years. Las Vegas will not only be the entertainment capital of the United States, it's going to be hands down the entertainment capital of the world and the future of Black elite Mecca.
Okay, he's talking some good stuff to somebody that's holding back from starting a business, somebody that wants to dibble in something. Get it together. Get it together. And the only way you're going to know if you're good, you must start. Sorry, had to go there.
No,
finish.
And even with the essence of and breaking down the words, because I feel words mean things. And the first thing is, in order to really do this, we got to stop being afraid of ourselves first. I'll explain. The word agenda, you know what I'm saying? First off, the word agenda means nothing but a list, a plan, or outline of things that need to be done or voted on. Let's get this word again. Agenda means a list, a plan, or outline of things that need to be done or voted on. First off, what we do is we want to identify, we want to use that same word, but we need to focus on who need to know about a list of plan, an outline of things that need to be done or voted on. Blacks. So that's where the name the Black agenda comes from. You know what I'm saying? We are Black, but the thing about it is we need an agenda in order to move forward, dreams and plans. Because that's why I say there ain't no such thing as a dream in my world. Everything is a plan, even when you sleep. Because if I call it a dream, the first obstacle that come along that I don't want to hop over, I say, oh, it's a dream anyway. Boom, and I stop doing it. But if I know it's a plan, I'm going to continue to execute it. So we don't want dreamers, and I say it all in my time. It's what you're saying, and we're recording because this being digitized, it's being televised. This is not a dream. My life is not a dream.
Yes. Yes.
Plan, and your life got to be a plan also. So it's saying that even with we want people that recognize there's so much economical value that's coming to Las Vegas, and they're begging for us to be in position. And if we're not in position to take these things or be able to execute it in a way where they want to continue doing business with us, they're going to go somewhere else. So our thing is, Dr. Lance, Johnny, myself, we decided, you know what I'm saying, we're going to take the helms of this because this is what we like doing anyway. We like building businesses. You know what I'm saying? We like pastoring and preaching the gospel of economic inclusion. You know what I'm saying? It's market ministry because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I told one of my guys, what you call it? Names is all right. It's go to church. It's cool. What are you going for? But this is the thing about it. Or you pray cease. You pray without ceasing. Because this thing about it. Now we got PRAYING and you got PREYING.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now ain't nothing wrong with praying because when prayers go up, instructions come down. But after the instructions come down after prayer, guess what you're supposed to do? Get on your feet and start moving. But those that stay on their knees, they're still praying, but also they're also someone else's praying.
Ooh. Ooh. I didn't know you was going with that. Okay, get up.
Stand up. You know what I'm saying? Because either you're gonna pray or you will be the prey. So that's prayer. It's prayer without ceasing all day long.
Yes.
And praying, and sometimes people can take that a wrong perspective. We ain't talking about people. You know what I'm saying? Pray mean hunting. Right? You know what I'm saying? So if you're hungry, you on your knees, again, your meditation, you asking God within yourself, hey man, how do I do this? He give you the instructions, you get on your feet and go stand, you start hunting.
Yes.
So now the prayer turns to pray. So you're praying unceasingly.
That's a perspective.
So in saying that, we got to stop being afraid of the word black. And most of it, I'm just saying, 99% of us, you know what I'm saying? We are right being black around one another. But we can go to the next block to another ethnicity or another culture is being practiced. And instead of saying that I'm a black man, you know what I'm saying, on the other block, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of, they ain't got nothing, they're not feared. You're more afraid of yourself than they are. So my thing is anything that's attached to black, and we know that people use black, but right now we need a black agenda. And it's being headed by Congressman Horsford, who actually sent the bill to present the resolution to the House this past Tuesday on the Black Wealth Agenda, which is the policies agenda to advance black work, wages, and wealth. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is we're not just doing this for play. We're not talking. You know what I'm saying? We're moving, we're doing things. You know what I'm saying? We're doing and going now. What am I saying is, let's do and go now. About time they figure out what we've accomplished, we'll be done and gone. But we got to do it now. Got to move.
Wow. Well,
so I've seen people, the information, the texting right now. We have a text blast because we want to know, especially if you're in Las Vegas, what do you want to do? What's your plan? Not your dream. What's your plan? We're here to help you put that together, put you with the right people, and get you the contracts. Because Hallema, you can recognize we want to talk about black, you know what I'm saying, and being proud of even where we're going at right now. 5 years ago, I used to come back and forth to Vegas and do business all the time. I'm gonna just go back 5 years ago. You start at the Las Vegas Boulevard sign on Las Vegas Boulevard, the one everybody like taking pictures with, and you start riding north. You know what I'm saying? Back about 5 years ago, these are the names you're seeing: Tony Bennett, Elvis Presley, what's my other guy name? Barry Manilow.
Yes.
These were the marquises. Now, 2024, this started about a year ago, right after COVID. Ride down that strip now. Everything is changing. It's going black. We ain't gonna say urban. It's going black.
Yes.
And guess what? They recognize our value. But my thing is, do you continue wanting to be an employee or you want to be an employer? That's what the black people want to help you do.
Wow. I love that you're given higher perspective, but I must say this, that we need a combination of both. Everybody is not fit to run a business. They don't have the discipline, they don't have the consistency, and they do not know how to execute a plan. Okay, but you do have people that you can give the plan to and they can execute it properly. So I think, and this is my perspective, we need a combination of both.
Yes, ma'am. No, you're 100%. Because that's the thing about it. We're not just doing and just want the season. No, we know we got to build a pipeline. That's where the patients come in at. Willing. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the first, this is my personal purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I put in the Black agenda. These are two things that in my lifetime that I know that I'm responsible for.
Wow.
Reassuring our women and help teaching people how to raise and train their children. Notice what I said first. My first line of purpose is to reassure our women.
Yes. I love that you mentioned both of those. Reassuring for us, and I'm speaking from a grown woman.
Right.
It gives you to the ability now, once you know, okay, he reassures me over and over again by actions, not by his mouth, that I got you. Now I can go wholeheartedly in my purpose of elevation, of creation, and anything you give a woman, you give me a seed, I produce a child. You give me the food, I produce a meal. And if it's done in the right way, meaning she's not stressed, she's not thinking of anything else. You preparing that food with love, you giving it all kinds of energy. Now you got 20 people that have sat at that table and ate that food, and now they're going out and giving that energy of love, and now they're reproducing that. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
No, do I? You see me? I can't sit still. That's how Black women make Black. And that's how y'all make us feel. When y'all behind us like that.
Listen,
the one I got that's born for me, man, ain't nothing. Only way I lose, Hallema, is if I choose to lose.
And that's the truth. And it has been. We want to talk about statistics. A man lives longer, have a fruitful life when he has a woman in his life that loves and cares about him. Don't take my word for it. But on top of, if she loves and cares about, I tell people, now we're going to go to the children. I will F the earth up over my babies.
Yes, ma'am.
We have seen women that have taken cars and pushed them to the side over their children. Let somebody mess with my babies, and I know they wrong.
Yeah.
Everything in the world have to pull me back. So the two most important things that you mentioned, I agree with. Reassuring her, because if we know you got our back, that's what we do in our women's circle. Girl, we not worried about this. Don't worry about what he not doing right. We got you. That's like fuel for us. That pushes us forward. And then we know our babies are taught right. Now you have the generational cycles that were attached. They're now broken because it's new perspective, it's new way, it's love in it, and it's high elevation. Again, I didn't mean to hijack it, but you talked about something that's near and dear to my heart.
No, it need to be. And that's part of the reassurance. Addressing it, let you know now we've identified the problem and we're ready to fix it.
Yes, I love that as a man that you address those two things. And I hope that resonates with some. They don't have to do exactly what you're talking about, but you're giving them some pathway or a blueprint to say, maybe I should think about that, you know.
You're telling the story, Hallema. That's all we're doing is telling the story. Yes.
I love that story. Sorry, you just got me so hyped.
No, you got me. I'm sitting there, you talking up. Even though you're talking, the only thing I can see is the silhouette of my wife and everything that she does. As you were talking, I'm like, man, whose life is better than mine? Whose life is better than mine?
You know what?
And you can have it too. Get you one of them.
Yes. I love it. And for the honor of another woman to another woman, would you please say your wife's name?
Dawn Stephanie Claire Duplessis. I call her Dawn Stephanie.
Ooh. Well, I bow to her. When she see this, please show her. Oh, excuse me. When this airs, please show her out of respect that you honored her to the highest level, and that's what needs to be done.
That part. That part. That's part of the story. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We reproduce. Matter of fact, like I said, that's what we do to you. You know what I'm saying? We protect and lead. And if you value the protection and lead, all you're going to do is reproduce and nurture with protected and legend. So
Thank you.
It's on us. And like I say, right now, even just as the Black woman, you know what I'm saying? You right as the time and temperature we're on the world right now, you guys are saying, and it was a conversation. I said last night, I had a conversation with a wonderful the Tanners. And she got to the point and she was talking about how much she loved and cared for her husband. And she said, you know what? As Black, and she was talking, I guess, for her group, you know what I'm saying, her crew. She's like, we're ready to give the realms back to y'all. We're ready. You know what I'm saying? Because right now with the generation, they seen grandmama. Ain't nothing wrong with grandmama. You know what I'm saying? But for the last 40, 50 years, the household has been ran by grandmama. And I love my grandma is the most gangster. Thelma Rainey? Oh, man. There ain't nothing like Thelma Rainey. But guess what? She wasn't Charles Rainey. I should be having more stories about Charles Rainey than I have about Thelma Rainey. My grandkids, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have more stories about me than they have about their grandmother.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, because the stories, you know what I'm saying, is just like they're protect and led, right? So who's ever leading the story is the one that's doing the protecting. And that's thing y'all gave us to protect and lead. That's all you asked us to do. Two things, Negroes. Two things we asked y'all to do. Protect and lead.
And you know what? I think it's a balance. And this is just my perspective.
Yeah, remember we talked about lives? How and you know, ain't no debates here. You let me know what you got, what you see, what your art said.
I truly believe that we have been pushed either male or female. I say this all the time on my platform. We need to see the symbiotic relationship that produces that middle thing, which is a child, meaning a balanced relationship. We have to have the story of what men has done, but we also have to have the story what women has done, and more importantly, what we did together.
But right now, it's just one side of the story.
It really is. And yeah, women are doing everything. I mean, everything. Not all women, not all. It's some great men out there, and I say this all the time, but it's a lot of us that are carrying some heavy load. And if we can balance that load out, it would make such a difference.
Listen, Elena, you know what I'm saying? The state and existence that we're in right now as a nation, and people are like, oh, it's all messed up, But right now, we in the greatest time. Our great-great-great-great-grandparents, they'd be like, man, y'all doing what? And the thing about it is, it's being led by our women. It's being led by our women. So the women are telling the story, but guess the women say, you know what I'm saying? We like being in the background, supporting, reproducing, and nurturing, and building the army for you to go fight with.
Yes. So when we have to say that word, when we need to tap in and say, go get them, like we're not getting ready to like, I'm a lady all by myself. If I have to get into that mode, but you know what? Let you come talk to my husband or my brother. I'm not going to even deal with you. Now, if I got to, I will. But let me tap in and go ahead and get who I got. You know how a bully messed with a little girl? She was like, I'm going to go get my brother.
Right.
And he keep messing like, oh, I'm not worried about it. You too little. And she like, okay. And she tap in and get her brother, and he'd be like, hey, shorty, you say this to her one more time.
That part.
It's going to be some smoke with me and you, and walk away. And the next day at school, he like, hey.
That part. Like that,
right? Because another man checked another man.
That part. And my thing is also, in order for that checking to happen sometimes, it takes a while. Because the person that's actually testing that woman, if he know that she got a man, they'll manipulate a little bit more before they even try to do those things. So it's even a lot of things, just the perspective of having, identifying that you have a protector and a leader, that even jokers won't even step to you, male or female. Sure. But being on, and the same thing with a man. You know what I'm saying? If a man is by himself and he don't have the backup of a woman, we're just as freaking vulnerable. Don't let nobody tell you no different. We're just, as a matter of fact, we're more vulnerable. I use this example. I love this example. Let me talk, Khalid. Just let me talk. You know what I'm saying? And I use relevant people. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, Jay-Z. I said, he got a lot of money, right? He's very successful. Like, yeah, Jay-Z, man. I said, but he ain't become a billionaire till after Beyonce. I said, the first black president, you see Barack Obama, smart, all it was called. I guarantee you, he wouldn't have got there without Michelle.
That part.
Denzel, as much as we love Denzel, you know what I'm saying? He's an actor. You see all these actors, but we ain't never hear no dirt on Denzel and why Denzel's looked away because of Pauletta.
That part.
So I gave you 1, 2, 3 strikes. I don't need to throw no balls. This is what we mean to each other. We need to be together.
Yes, yes. And I say that all the time again on this platform, that we must have that united front. And if you don't believe in that, then this just may not be for you, but we have to do it because it is an example for our babies again, that we can work together. We can be example. And the better we are, the better they are. I truly believe that.
And it's too good, Hallema. You know what I'm saying? You know, right now, we're not on Earth right now, right? You know we're not on Earth.
Okay.
We're another realm.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, let's talk about music again.
Let's go.
What was your first piece of music that you were able to purchase on your own? Meaning you had birthday money or Christmas money, or you made it on your own and nobody influenced you. You were like, ooh, this is what I want. Can you identify a song, a lyric, or something?
My first album was bought because of this song. I'm out of love, got a photograph, picture of. That was Def Leppard, Pyromania, 1984, 85. Christmas, got my money. That was the first record I bought, Def Leppard, Pyromania. That's just let you know how the levels are. Living in New Orleans was a land of music. You know what I'm saying? We enjoy all types of music.
Yes.
That wasn't at my time of my life, you know what I'm saying? That where I was hard rock, Quiet Riot, you know what I'm saying? Def Leppard, Twisted Sister, you know what I'm saying? That was my rock until hip hop came.
Listen, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. That's why it's your perspective, and I love it.
Right, but what was the catalyst of my musical journey and excitement was the frequency of R&B and jazz. And when I say the music, I say the frequency.
Yes.
Of R&B and jazz. You know what I'm saying? Because I still practice to this day, Hallema. It may be freaking, if I see a song and I hear a song and I like it, it may be 30 days before I even start tapping into the words. It'd be a month before I will just listen. I'm captivated by the frequency.
Yes.
The beat, the way that the bass is moving and the strings and I'm figuring all that out before I even start listening to words, because those are words.
I'm so glad that you said that, because it was a beat that I heard on Instagram, and I called my son and I was like, hey, record this beat and figure out where it was. Mm-hmm. He sent me the actual, so I was listening to the instrumental part.
Right.
He sent me the actual song. It was two different things, but the beat had me. I played it over.
What was the song? Over. Please, let's not do this again, Hallema. What was the song?
I can't even tell you. I'll have to look at my phone when we get off.
Was it a rap song?
Yes, and it was like, and I was like, I couldn't stop. Like, the more I played it, the more I went into a frequency of seeing visions. And it just went over and over again. And I was like, oh my God. And then when I heard the song, I still can't be mad, because that was their version. It was a little, I'm not saying, because, everything is everything, but they was like, and I beat this up and whatever, right. But the beat. Yeah. So we say this all the time. Michael Jackson said, I got to slave to the beat first. The beat slaved me first. Beat is everything. When a woman is producing, the first thing they know to identify life is the heartbeat of the drum of the heart. And it's like, doom, 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 doom. That is the sign of identifying that you're even pregnant. Right. So we naturally gravitate to the natural ability of the universe, and everything is a beat, it's a sound. So
yes, yeah. So yeah, that was my first record. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
Def Leppard.
Say the song again.
Photograph.
And
Photograph was the name of the song. Def Leppard was the group, and the name of the album was Pyromania.
And I love that you said that, because sometimes we're so into genres. Remember, it's 7 lanes. I remember what's the I can't think of the name of his song. He would go, Roxanne.
Yeah, as a Sting. He was with the Police.
Correct. So we'll think about what is another song. My thing is, if it resonates with you, it doesn't have to be about color. You try the spirit, by the spirit. If it resonates with you, it's for you. If it doesn't, discard it and go on about your business.
Yeah.
So I love that you brought up something different. That's another one. First for you. That's 3 first. Here we go.
Right. You think we can get to 7?
Listen, hey, if we keep talking, we're definitely going to get to 7. So let's talk about something I love. I truly enjoy. I normally don't talk about it, but I love fashion. My perspective of fashion, I have my own interpretation. I'll give you an example. I never mentioned it before. In high school, I got best dressed.
Okay, that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
But I say that to say I never wore anything name brand, not one thing. It was my interpretation. Like, I would get a blouse. I'm like, ooh, I would replace the buttons. I would wear it a different way. And I'm saying that to say that love, I still have that way of just processing things.
Man, I mean, I can go in one of my mini closets, you know, so they pull out all kind of stuff that now we're about to talk next thing. So something you're passionate about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer people look before they listen. It's all part of the plan.
Wait a minute. That's a pause moment. That's a pause moment. I need you to say that slowly. Say it again.
People look before they listen. And I got, like I said, the bug for fashion was, it all goes back to the purpose of life, all off of love. You know what I'm saying? What I wanted to do in life, you know what I'm saying? I knew that being in front of people and talking to people and expressing myself the way I feel, that stimulated me more than that's what I love. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen I had an effect, even as a young age, to talk to people or do things around adults that make them want me around them. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was something that worked. So you keep practicing it throughout life, you know? But my mom, still to this day, one of the flyest people in the world. She, as a kid, she used to always dress me and my brother. Every time we went places, jewelry. It wasn't until like a couple of years ago I started wearing jewelry again, because when my mom would dress us up, she dressed us up to the T. You know what I'm saying? We clean from head to toe, jewelry on, everything. But the thing about it is, when we dressed up, we know that's the day we can't go play. Because we got to sit on the porch and look pretty like my mama baby doll, right? So of course, I rebelled for about, I think about 10 years. I remember these. I rebelled for about at 10 years old in elementary school, getting away from fashion, you know what I'm saying, and creating for myself. And I noticed that attention that I liked in order to fuel what I wanted to do, it started going away. And even as a child, you check like, man, you got to start dressing up again. So I give that to my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom dressed us, and I had a bunch of mentors, but one of my, and what you call them, I got to say this, you know what I'm saying? One of my adolescent mentors or people that I really love what they did, his name was Erskine Parker. We called him Skin. You know what I'm saying? And Skin was in high school. We was in junior high school. Man, and Skin, I'm from the Seven Ward, New Orleans, Seven Ward. Everybody know about the Seven Ward. The Seven Ward is for all the fly. You understand? So, man, we would wait after school, me and my partners, man, on the corner of Derjuan Diablo, every day, Monday through Friday, you know what I'm saying, about 4:30, because we know Erskine was going to walk down the street, and we're going to see his outfit. And he was the one that actually inspired me, like, man. And still to this day, I call it I remember the fit that he had on, man. I still to this day, I can't create an outfit to give me that feeling I seen when I seen him in this outfit the first time. He had on a Guess jumper. This is back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? He had on the Guess jumper. You know what I'm saying? A polo button-up plaid and some Bally Aces. You know what I'm saying? And man, he was just so smooth and cool. I'm like, you know. So
Yes.
I started practicing fashion from that. And every level that you go to, you know what I'm saying, you start recognizing. This is when I really came into the home of it. When I recognized, man, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. And my wife would tell you on my days off, I'm an introvert. You know what I'm saying? I love researching. But when I'm not researching and I'm meditating, I'm putting clothes together. Because what happens is it starts a thought process. It starts with everything. So every outfit I put on, there's stories. There's stories. And I can go throughout my outfit every day. It's not just I put it on for I can look at the outfit I put on and I can recall the stories I was thinking about with the outfit I got on.
Ooh.
So I'm not enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is enjoying it also. And it gives me an opportunity if somebody asks me for my level of consciousness, at least I'm pleasant enough as far as the eyes can see that you at least want to attempt to hear what I got to say.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. And what I will say with that, it's a level, it's a frequency, because I've seen someone put on the same thing that I've put on and it doesn't work for them. You have to have that remember I said whatever you do frequently becomes your frequency.
Look, you know, that ain't leaving me. I already told you. That's it. That's done. That's commandment. That's in my database.
And I know when you have a level of love for it and you truly believe, we'll take your words. You say you're an artist. Now I realize I'm an artist with clothes.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about it in that realm. Thank you for allowing me to look at it from that perspective. So because you exhibit your art outward, people pull in and now they want to get to know who you are inward. Remember you said they see you before they hear you. Am I right?
Correct. That's correct. Yeah, man. You're an artist, baby. Make sure we got a chance to paint Picasso's and wear it every day. You can paint a picture and go show your work instantly.
I love that. I love that. I have this conversation has been so rewarding for me, has been so elevated for me. Every person that comes on, I truly, truly enjoy. But when you said to me, I knew what you were going to say before you said it. That is the frequency of connection, of elevation. It's a symbiotic relationship that cannot be broken. And I'm talking all in the spiritual realm. I'm not talking about anything, because like you said, and I agree, we are spirit first in the physical body to gain these experiences. And I hope I'm not making anybody go, what is she talking about? Hopefully, what you say?
Man, look, whatever. Remember, we're building. You know what I'm saying? If we want to come along, it's cool. Because we're building our own community of people that we want to surround ourselves with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if everybody don't want to come. I already understand that. Remember I told you about Kendrick thing? Sorry, I couldn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine. That's from experience. I ain't worried. Oh, just when I said, I already tried with them.
Yes.
But guess what? There's Helenas out there. And the more I'm focused on those that can't, I'm going to miss Helena.
And I agree, because I say that all the time, because I do have, I would love for you to go with me, but if you're not, I'm not available. It's called the with or without you energy.
Okay.
Period. I would love for you to go with me when I'm doing something. If I bring it to you, you go, no, I'm not. I say, okay, and I bless it, and I don't have no hard feelings. But I still moving forward with what I need to do.
That's right, man.
So
return to sender, huh? Return to sender.
There you go. There you go. And I say that all out of love, because love is the highest frequency. I love that you keep talking about love. Love is healing. Love is music. Love is language. It's all those things. And we can execute all those things if if we pay attention, not to the 10%. If we say it's 7 billion people on this earth, we're paying attention to the 7 million of those 7 billion that have that squeaky wheel. We're going like, oh, they're saying this. Let's not focus on them. Let's focus on the other 90% that really is either looking for love or providing love, looking for higher elevation, looking to encounter with someone that has the same energy to produce art. That's what we are focusing on this platform. And I believe you are looking at it in that same way.
Do I have to say something about it?
You just give me a check. Boom. So before we get out of here, I really don't want to end the conversation, but out of respect for your time and for my time. But
well, Nina, we damn near gone for 2 hours. Hey, I ain't complaining. Did I complain?
Listen,
I did not. I ain't say. You said we gotta go. I ain't say nothing.
Listen, it always could be a part 1 and part 2, and a season 2, which I'm working on, and I'll tap in to you with that.
That part.
But with that being said, I always allow my audience to, my guests to provide any upcoming events, any social media handles. You can talk about connection if they want to find out about the Black Agenda, any of that. Can you provide any of that information to my audience?
Yeah, if you want to find out exactly what all I'm doing and how I feel about life on a day-to-day basis, so you can catch me on Instagram at Deno, DENOVFLYY, denovflyy. You can also get information on what we're doing in the Las Vegas community at Chocolate City and all other enterprises that we're about to institute also at Chocolate City _ cigar LV. I'm sorry. And the Black Agenda to get us information so we can know exactly what you're doing and how we can help you. You can text the number 855-714-3183. That's 855-714-3183 to stay plugged in with the Black Agenda text so we can get exactly what you need to do and how we can help you get it.
And can I say this? When you say the Black Agenda and you said text, they don't have to live here in Vegas. They can live in DC, Atlanta, wherever. If they feel like they can resonate with what you're doing, you're asking them, if I'm not mistaken, to text in and you guys can work together, correct?
Ma'am, you can say we talked about Atlanta. I was in the middle of Atlanta. I was living down south, and I seen that in the 80s how Atlanta was transformed, even from the mids to where it is right now. And even Atlanta being the Black Mecca, I think there's only 15% of the people that's doing things in Atlanta are native Atlanta. So you don't have, and we're in the United States. Wherever they're gonna give us the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, we can go. We're here. That's why we're letting you know we're in. You don't have to be in Vegas. We're here. So when you come in, you need to know how to navigate and where to spend money, or how to spend it, how to get money. You know what I'm saying? You need to talk to the locals.
Yes.
Yeah, the Black is starting in Vegas, but like I said, it's a nationwide thing, and it was kicked off by Congressman Stephen Horsford, who is the president of the Congressional Black Caucus. So this isn't nothing that's play. We're doing this for real.
Wow. Well, since you're doing it for real, let's just give them one more time the number. We'll make sure when this airs, it'll be in the description box with all your information. So if they go through and they listen and they say, oh, you can go and hit the description box and find that information as well. Is that okay for me to provide that as well?
Yeah, so what you want to do is text TBA to the number 855-314-7183.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, it still was so much I could have had a conversation with you about, but I think
I said 714-3183. 714-3183. I'm sorry, folks.
That's okay. That's okay. So say it one more time slowly. Tell them to forget about the other number and say it.
The number is 855-714-3183. Text TBA to that number, which stands for the Black Agenda. And you'll get on our list to stay informed and also know exactly what you need to do in order to get us your information.
I love it. And again,
this Tuesday, This Tuesday, just to be exact, we also have PCA at Chocolate City. We're going to be popping this weekend. Our kitchen opens next week. Our kitchen will open next week. Boom. Menu, fried lobster tails, garlic mashed potatoes, lamb chops, smashed burger. Yeah, we having all this on the menu. That's going on. We also, this weekend, we're doing a big event for PCA, El Septimo. This whole weekend, a big cigar convention is in town. So if you're in town, you want to come around, good people, good humans, great people that want to know you, not what you do. They want to know you. Come on over to Chocolate City. You know what I'm saying? We'll show you a good time.
And one thing that I must say, because I took a tour, I've been at Chocolate City. They have a beautiful lounge area out in the back. If you don't want to be inside, you want to be outside in our beautiful, right now it's springtime and it's beautiful at night, and you want to sit out there and have a drink. That is also, so they have levels to this. You may go in the front door thinking what you see is what it is, but they have a VIP room. They also have, their bathrooms are not the typical bathrooms you may go in, and lady, you gotta.
You say our bathrooms elite too, baby?
Oh, wait a minute. You know, when us women, when we go out, I'm a voluptuous woman. I got hips. You gotta slide to the side and the other side to get in. You just go ahead and you do what you do in the bathrooms. And I'm saying that to say every level of this has been thought out, and I don't support anything I don't think that has the best of the best. So again, I wanted to mention for those that may just want to come and they're not a cigar smoker, they don't believe in cigar smoking, and they still want to be a part of it. You have access where you can go outside and maybe just have a meal, or say you're a gambler. When I talked to Johnny, he also said that you guys, and I don't know if that's still a part of the process, you will be getting some machines in.
Yep, gaming is coming. Yep.
So it's levels, and to me, no matter what level you're at, go down, get some of that good energy, and you can sit in a spot that works for you.
Yes. I also want to send a shout out. You already heard me talk about my queen, you know what I'm saying, Donna Stephanie, Claire Duplessis, you know what I'm saying. You see her in the streets, Donna Stephanie, you know, she'll know that, you know what I'm saying, you know me. But I also want to give a special shout out also to the other two great women that's in Chocolate City Enterprise and backing Johnny and myself, my own Yancy and Ennis Yancy, my own Ennis Yancy, and Janelle Yancy. Two fabulous black, I'm talking about. One day, I hope whenever you come over, you get a chance to sit down and talk to them. Just an extension of the love, and just know that, man, these are the women that's in men like us lives. You know
wow, what I'm saying? I love that.
And Nell and yo, my own, yeah.
I love that, and thank you for acknowledging them. Again, I'm really big on making sure that's done, so I thank you for that. I say one last thing before I get out of here. I talk about the journey and the destination. The journey is where we learn and where we grow. The destination is where we celebrate. We all have to have a time to celebrate. So many times people will say, oh, I wasn't fulfilled after I did all of that, because you didn't celebrate. You didn't stop to look at what you've done, your art that you have created. Back to you. We must do that. But when it's all said and done, we don't need to stay in the destination too long. We got to get back into that journey so we can live and grow, and we can go to the destination again. So with that being said, I thank you so much. I have enjoyed myself. I forgot I was even doing a podcast. I feel like it was just you and I having a conversation.
Right.
And anytime I have women on my podcast, I bow to them, but men, I salute them. So I salute you with nothing but respect. I enjoyed our conversation, and I always try to make sure I allow my guests to have the last words. So any last words you would like to give?
But what you said, just my perspective on it, I love it. And we're in the same vein again. But this is what I get my joy and my high off of. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the journey, because the destination ain't always promised.
That's a bar.
Journey is what we fall in love with.
That's a bar. That is a bar. That is a bar. You guys, please, please put your hands together. And if you enjoyed like I did, please let's thank our friend, Mr. D. Thank you so much. And you know, I'm going to say this like I say to all my guests. I'm going to see you out here in these Las Vegas streets.
Yee.
I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma. Can't wait till we do it again.
Yes.